Hi guys, I'm Frankie. You probably know me from Instagram as Nerd Princess. I do Warhammer painting and Warhammer cosplay, and today this is my first ever YouTube video and I've set myself the challenge of making a Warhammer Wood Elf cosplay in one day. So the costume that I am aiming to do is this one. And I know that looks completely insane, but I'm using a lot of stuff I've got in stock, and my stock is very, very weird, as you will see later. So I'm going to be a Spellsinger or a Spellweaver. I'm using actually reference from, I think it's 5th edition Warhammer Fantasy, which is where I originally started Warhammer. I think Spellweavers still exist in Sylvaneth in Age of Sigmar, so totally counts as modern. Yeah, this is just set up in my bedroom. I've just got some wood on the bed and a borrowed mannequin because I've actually managed to lose my mannequin. I don't know how you lose an entire human-sized mannequin. But yeah, so hopefully I'll learn how to time-lapse this or speed it up somehow later. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna crack on. I think I've explained everything I need to do, and in theory you'll see this do all sorts of magical goodness and suddenly appear as a costume. That, or you'll see me crying and eating a lot of chocolate and just falling asleep in a pile of leaves. So I'm going to get started. Excuse me if I just sit in the way of stuff, I have no idea yet how this works. So the basis for this costume is going to be this. You might not be able to tell, but this is a bra. You see? There we go. Ta-da! And this is pants. It's got this. Somewhere there's pants. This somehow. Oh, there's the butt. Okay. Pants. These are actually an old Poison Ivy costume I have. I did Poison Ivy a couple of years ago now. So I'm going to use these as the basis. That's for the kind of lingerie and sexy version that's going on my Patreon. These, and then obviously pretty much naked. But I decided that as I have a surprise day off, I am actually going to make a proper thing. But I am still going to use the bra as the basis of the top of the dress. Doesn't quite fit my mannequin, but I'm also going to use this skirt as the basis of the skirt underneath part. I just need to chop some bits off first. Checking if you're still filming. I have no idea how long my camera will film for in one go, so it's possible I'll just disappear at some point and reappear with loads more. We'll see. So this is a top that I found in a charity shop a really long time ago, like a couple of years ago. This is a costume that I've been planning to do since, I think I first wanted to cosplay a Wood Elf, I don't know, when I was about 15, so it's a long time ago now. And I actually cosplayed a Wood Elf at Games Day in the early 2000s, and it was literally just clothes that I put on. So yeah, this has been a long time coming. I've been saving materials. This is like a stretchy, it's more of an olive green. I don't think that the thing's really picking it up, but it's got really cool texture to it. So if you've seen Wood Elf Warhammer Wood Elves, they've got like a band with kind of strapping on them. And yeah, this I hope is going to be tight enough to work with that. So you've probably noticed by now that I am pinning everything. I'm not sewing anything at all on this project. That is not because I can't sew. I actually can sew and pattern cut and all that jazz. But a lot of this stuff I actually probably will take apart afterwards. So as well as being faster for one day, it also allows me to reuse materials on a costume that I may or may not wear again. So this is a good example. This is a really expensive velvet that I've actually got specifically for another project. It's planned into a garment. I have exactly the amount I need. And I mean, I don't know, seamstresses among you might be able to tell. It's lovely. I definitely don't want to cut it. So you'll see what I've just done is cut the selvages off, and then I'm just going to drape it on the back and then pin it. And when I'm done with using this costume, I can just take it off and use it in the costume that it's actually intended for. So that's a good way if you're making a lot of costumes on the trot. So I make one every month for my Patreon, and I try and reuse materials as much as possible. It's time effective, cost effective, and it's also much better environmentally than buying new materials every single time. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the pins. I am not just being lazy, although that is part of it. So for context on some of this next stuff, you probably will notice that I have an absolutely massive amount of fake plants that are just like stuff that I've got lying around the house. That's actually because my full-time job is working as a circus performer. I'm a stilt walker, and our primary act, like our most popular act out of all of them, is some flower stilt walkers. So we're about 9 foot tall and we're covered in flowers from our heads, well actually above our heads, all the way to the floor. It's a lot. So in an average year I probably spend $1 or $2 grand on leaves and fake flowers and plants. So those are something that I really do have just lying around the house. So yeah, as I said in the beginning, this is stuff that I've got lying around the house. This is definitely not a tutorial for how you could make a wood elf out of what is lying around your house, unless you happen to have just a whole bunch of random shit. You'll see in a minute when I make the cloak what I mean by like stuff that I have for performance work that is definitely not stuff that I'm expecting you to have lying around the house. I will do more tutorials that are designed for other people to do as well, but this is just a challenge that I've set myself and I thought it might be interesting for you to see. So what I am attaching at the moment are pieces from my Poison Ivy costume. These are actually like thigh garters for my Poison Ivy. I am repurposing 2 of them into a belt, and again with the reuse, if I want to use them as thigh garters again, they're still the right size. I'm not doing anything to them. I can just take them apart and reuse them again in future. I have also got from Poison Ivy some arm ivy wraps, which I will use with this costume. Obviously the mannequin doesn't have arms, so I'll be using that I will also be doing an elf wig with lots of plaits and leaves and stuff like that in it, but I realised this morning that my partner has driven away in our car and the wig that I'm using is in our car, so I can't actually do that as part of this, but I don't expect it to take very long. I would have thought I'll probably spend about an hour or something on it, so I can just polish that off later. You don't need a full day for it, I'll just do it in an evening. I think that's most of the base of the costume done. So I was going to add some fabric up the sides of the bra, but I think it'll be a bit weird, so I'm not going to do it. You can see I haven't even pinned in the top. That's because during the shoot I will be changing different layers and I need the bra to be a separate piece from the dress. So I'm going to pull it up underneath the bra strap to hold it up, and that will work fine. It doesn't need to be attached. Like I say, I've got the ivy wraps and the wig, and I will obviously have elf ears and do makeup as well. So other than that, what I want to make next, I have boots as well. The two things that I still want to make are a sword and a cloak. So I think we'll start with the cloak. I hope you have enjoyed my first ever Nerd Princess YouTube video. You can follow me on Instagram, that's where I post almost all my stuff. Patreon is where I do all my sexy Warhammer cosplay. I'll put all the links in the description. I think that's what people normally do. I don't actually spend much time on YouTube. I also have got a website which has some of my costumes and stuff on it. But I'm most active on Instagram, so if you want to see what I'm kind of up to and what miniatures I'm painting, what cosplays I'm making, then Instagram is the place. Because this YouTube is really new, I have no idea what I'm doing, no idea what I'm going to post. Super open to suggestions. So if you comment, where I'm guessing this is below, this is what people do on YouTube, comment below and tell me, what do you want to see? Are there any tutorials you want? Are there any of my costumes that you'd like a closer look at? I was thinking of doing some like how I get dressed and stuff, because some of them, like my tech priest, is really big, it's multi-layered. I need one or more assistants to help me get dressed. That could be kind of interesting. I have no idea. What do you want to see? Let me know and I'll try and make it. Thanks. See you all soon. Love you.